Today I wanted to record a special video about special people, but I started and I'm recording it now in a smaller warehouse which we use now to keep the humanitarian aid which came from the Netherlands. There are different things you can see here. There is food supplies, and there are things which can be used for laying down people if it is needed to place more refugees. There are some medical supplies, there are some hygiene items, but all this was collected by many people, just like also donations for the Bake for Ukraine were collected by many people in many countries. Mainly, of course, it is Netherlands. It's a small country, but with a very big heart, and a lot is coming from the United States. A lot of financial support. First of all, we thank God for all of you. Some stories which I received after my previous video are really touching. From the Netherlands, I received a story about a woman. She lives from the social care finance. She has disability herself, and she is in special house where she's taken care of. But she decided that €5 a month she will allocate specially to support the project in Ukraine. And there will be photo of her after this video. I saw another beautiful story, and beautiful not only in words and deeds but also in the photos, about the flowers, about the florist in the United States who decided to make bouquets from flowers and give it out, and other people are paying for that, and he was giving it out to Ukrainians which or came to United States, or they lived there, to encourage them, to support them in these difficult times. And with that, they're raising money for Ukraine, not only for Bake for Ukraine, but also for other projects. I'm getting photos and I'm waiting now for videos from different schools in the Netherlands where children are making with their own hands some things. They're baking, they're crafting, they're selling some muffins, some cupcakes. They're doing different actions, collecting money and sending them to support our ministry, or buying these products. I will show you also some other place. Here you can see some more pallets with also food products. Here the medical supplies. Here there are some pillows, diapers for children, baby food, and today we will load part of that into vans which will drive to Chernihiv region. Tomorrow also the guys from the church are coming here to pick up things for Kharkiv, because now the situation in Kharkiv is escalating. It's a big city. It's like 1.5 million citizens city, which is now completely bombed and attacked. We had yesterday connection with one of our clients, their big bakery, which stopped operations because first of all it was damaged. Then they still tried to produce the bread, but as soon as there were some activities on the territory of the factory, drones were flying over and missiles were coming to the place, and people just physically could not work, so they had to stop producing of bread. So from these kind of places people are evacuated, but when buses are driving there, we try to put their food, because a lot of people stay in those places, and we try to supply them with food, but also we supply there, and we send generators for situations when there is no electricity to support them. But also we are supplying now them with some potatoes which we still have, with things which we are getting, and we are waiting now for more supplies. Actually our warehouse is already too small, because we're coming back to operations. Zealandia is starting normal operations, and even now, I don't know if you hear the noise, but here behind this wall we are producing chocolate and glazes for the products which are also of demand now in Ukraine. So we are thinking of relocating this all humanitarian aid to another warehouse here in the town. So we'll need some people to work there, to sort it out, to load to small buses, and to let it go to be distributed to people who need it. But once again, I wanted to thank every one of you who were doing a lot, who were sacrificing, really sacrificing. I have the story, and I'll try to place it also later, the story of a woman whose family survived the Second World War, and she is also not rich now, but she donated $50 in the United States to our ministry, and she is almost apologizing that it's not much, but that's what she has. I think the small donations, they feel often for me as much bigger than those for $1,000, because of a lot of tears, prayers, and heart put in every of these small plus. I'm really overwhelmed, and we as family, we feel too big now responsibility laying on our shoulders, because on one hand there are so many people who support it, who are giving, and we need so much wisdom and power and people to bring it all around, and especially to bring it to people who really need it. We have to keep it running, while we need also to keep running the enterprise, and we still live in a country where any day a missile can strike your house or your factory. So we try also to locate it in our different places to keep it more safe. We also all don't know how long it will last, and that's why we don't give out immediately all the food supplies which we got from the Netherlands, especially now we are waiting for some cargo from United States also with some food, because the shortage of food is coming, and although Ukraine can feed itself, but we have very big concerns about the purchasing power of people. And of course, those people which are in need, those people which already were not strong financially, they will suffer quite a lot. What we do also, we give these potatoes which we received from Holland. We have here a lot of beautiful seed potatoes. And we are now giving it also to villages around, that people would place them in the ground to harvest something in autumn. Because that is also a very big need now. We were using it for soup, so the beautiful seed potatoes we were using for making soups. Now, as we are stopping the soup ministry end of next week, we want that these potatoes will be serving also its purposes. So we give it out to people who put them in the ground, who will grow potatoes, and they will also be able, we ask them to share what they will have in future with those people who need it, maybe their neighbors, maybe some old people around. So this way, step by step, we are trying to serve here in Ukraine, although we also don't understand ourselves what God is calling us to do now. And that's why I would like to ask each of you really to pray, even if you spend 1 minute on that, to pray for our family, that we would understand what is God's will, but also that God would give us His peace and power in these circumstances to be His servants, to be His light, and also to make it clear for us how to set priorities, how not to lose our family time, how not to lose each other, with my wife, with Arenda, how not to lose relations with God in these circumstances, and how to serve people with all our hearts, and at the same time not to be broken immediately, and then nothing is possible again. So please pray, support us in that, and I would like also to thank all of you, and we are blessing all of you and your families for everything you did so far for people here in Ukraine. So let's together do what we can to support people, and this every small support is supporting hands of us here, of a lot of people in this country, also of soldiers who are protecting us and fighting for Ukraine now, because we need so much international support to do this all. Thank you, and God bless you.